Okay, good morning, everybody. Cruising through the chapter 3. You guys are starting to get this, and hopefully you're realizing these videos are here to help you. And remember, you do the warm-up, the homework's easier. You do the homework and the warm-up, and the tests become easy, and that's the goal, right? If tests become easy, that means you're getting it. So let's always shoot for it, okay? A lot of talk yesterday about the easiest 3 points. You want to time me on this? Okay, mark, get set, go. Who am I going to be today? How about Atticus Finch? What a strange name that is. Where did you get that name, Mr. Daniel? Well, he is one of my favorite characters and probably my favorite book. Okay, it's called To Kill a Mockingbird. No mockingbirds get killed in the movie or in the book. Yeah, great book though. Great book. Historical fiction about right and wrong and all sorts of stuff, right? So what is today? November 17th, huh? 2020. I'm not going to be able to write that too much longer. And we're doing the CPM lesson 3.1.2, and the problems we're doing, I'll even write the problems on this, 331, and since there's not that many, I'm going to go 332, 333, 334, and 335. How long did that take? No time at all, and I already got 3 points. Cha-ching. We're rolling, right? Gotta like those easy points. All right, I already feel good about this. We got some momentum happening. Let's turn to that. If you are using your book, the page number is 110 on this, okay? The reason I don't use page numbers is because the ebook does not have the page numbers. Crazy, huh? Yeah, one of the things I'd fix if I was in charge. So, first problem. Let's focus that a little bit better so you can read it. Okay. Each of the following portions, draw a diagram or mixture in the jar, then shade in a layer that would correspond to this portion of raisins. Finally, order these portions from least to greatest. What is he talking about? Well, if you were in class, we might have done a lesson where you got a whole bunch of peanuts and raisins, right? Which is the craziest thing ever, because I had the kid with the most severe peanut allergy a couple years ago in my class. So maybe not, we actually have some red beans and white beans we use for that. But anyway, we would have done some experiment or at least talked about it, okay? Where you have 1 jar of raisins, 1 jar of peanuts, then you take half a cup and you sort of mix them, and then what's going on. And we're talking about portions, okay? Well, I'm just going to have you guys, okay, and this is where you guys have an advantage over the kids who aren't watching a video. They're going to be saying, I don't know what to do on number 1, but you're going to know, okay? So what they want you to do, okay, is draw a diagram and show the mixture of the in the jar, okay, and then shade it in so it would be this much raisin. So the raisins are going to be dark, okay. So just draw an oval like this. Draw some lines that go straight down, okay? And see that bottom part of your oval? You want to copy that bottom part down here. Whoa, you just drew a 3-dimensional cylinder, okay? That's your jar. Now, think about from here to here, okay? Halfway is what percent? Well, remember what percent means. Percent means per every 100. Okay? So half of 100 is 50%. So the 50 is going to be here. 40 will be less than that. I'm going to come here and put a mark. And then when I copy that again, I want to copy it again. If you don't copy that little, the curve, then you don't look like it's 3D anymore. All right. And I'm going to shade in the bottom part of that. And look at you. You are an artist. Okay. That is 40% little less than half, right? Okay, now B, you got to draw that jar again. Remember, you're making an oval. I do it between those lines. Okay, and then you draw the lines that go straight down. Okay, and then sometimes I go and sort of copy that curve, get my muscle memory happening, and come over here and try to make the same curve. Now, this time I'm doing 1/4. Okay, so you're going to do, now I sort of do these lines on the straight line to decide where half is and where a fourth is. Remember, a fourth is half of a half. Okay, you're going to try this 25%. Okay, again, draw your oval, draw lines straight down. That bottom of your oval, copy it down here. Okay, and now you're doing 25%. And then the last one, 1/3. Okay, draw your oval, draw your line straight down. You didn't know I was an art teacher, did you? Well, if you have me, you've heard me say quite a few times that artists and scientists have that thing in common. It's not so much you have something magical happen with your hands, it's you're observant and patient. Okay, and you got to be patient. All right, so you're going to finish those drawings, okay? 332. At Cassie's cashew shop, we'll say that 3 times fast, huh? I'll wait. Go ahead, say it 3 times fast. I'm playing. Sorry, I like to play. Math can be fun. Yeah. All right, at Cassie's cashew shop, a sign says, today only 20% off of anything. Maribel realizes she has a coupon for 1/5 off the price of anything. Which discount should she use? The 20% off deal or the 1/5 coupon? Does it matter? Okay, so we're trying to figure out which is better. $20 off sale or 1/5 off sale. All right. Now, if you were in class, they would not have shown you how to do this. Okay? And that kind of drives you nuts sometimes. Okay? But what they want you to do is they want you to think about this and explain what you think. This is one of those questions that is designed for you to struggle a little bit, so you are forced to think and make up your own mind of what you think. Okay? Make up your own mind of what you think and then give the answer, and answers will vary, is going to be in the answer book, right? So I'm going to let you try to figure out, what do you think, 20% or 1/5? What do you want? Which discount do you want? And do that yourself and explain. But when it says explain, explain. Okay? There's too many kids that used to, you guys are getting better at this, used to think, oh, it says explain, I'm going to skip that part because you don't like to write. Oh, I didn't like to write either when I was your age. Okay? But it's good for you. Okay? That forcing yourself to explain forces you to think about it a little bit deeper. Okay? So do your best on that one. Now, the next problem is similar because we're still talking about Maribel and the Cassie's cashew shop, right? So she's taking advantage of the sale. She wants to figure out how much she will save on a purchase of $34. Okay, so she made a percent ruler. Okay, now a percent ruler is kind of cool to make. All you're doing, all right, 0 is 0, right? Well, 0 is also 0%. And you want to see where 100% lines up with whatever number you're talking about. Now, the number we're talking about here is $34. Okay? So we're talking, this is $34. That's 100%. If she didn't get the sale, that's how much she'd have to pay. Well, where is 20% of that? Okay? Well, again, half of 100% is 50%. What's half of 34? Well, you should put that in here, half of 34. How do you get half of 34? Divide it by 2. Okay? Now, I also have 10, 20, 30, 40. This is kind of hard because you're doing these. Dividing it in 5 is not easy. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and write my 10%, 20%, 40%. Whoops. I can count. You guys like you're laughing at me, aren't you? Hey, stop laughing at Mr. Daniel. All right, 60. That's all right. I laugh at myself too. There's a lot to laugh at, huh? Hey, I heard that. All right. So you're going to use that. It says copy that ruler on your paper and try to figure out what is 20% of 34. Okay? And you're probably going to do some estimating. Okay? Unless you already know how to do this. Okay? And we will learn how to do this. But I want to see what your estimate is, what it looks like, and explain how you sort of got that. Okay? Or be prepared to sort of think about it a little bit. All right. Let's skip to the next one. 334. Another big word problem. I always say you have to show your work. You have to write down the problems. But a word problem, you don't have to copy down the words. You have to show me the math, though. Okay, so let's read this. And some people say word problems you should read 3 times. Okay, once just to put your pen down, your pencil down, and read to try to figure out what's going on. And then you have an idea what's going on. You read that second time, that's when you start underlining and circling things or copying things onto your paper if it's out of the book, right? As you have discovered, any fraction can be written in many equivalent ways. When choosing a denominator that will work to add 2 fractions, that was part of the warm-up, right? You had to have the same denominator. There's no single correct choice. Okay, you just need something that's the same, right? Often people will find it convenient to do the smallest whole number denominators. This number is called the lowest common denominator. Also the least common multiple of those 2 numbers, right? For example, when adding 2/3, 5/6, and 3/8, you need to find a number that 3, 6, and 8 all go into. Okay? Okay. You could use 48 because 3, 6, and 8 all go into 48, or 96. Okay. However, the numbers will stay smaller if you choose to rewrite each fraction with a denominator of 24. Whoa, 3 goes into 24, right? Now, they got the 96 probably by doing 3 times 6, right? Which is 18, and 8 times 8, 18 is 96. Or they did 6 times 8 is 48. And did, oh, that's more than that, though. So that's even bigger, huh? Yeah. Anyway, back to what we're doing. You can use 24 because that is a smaller number that all of them go into, and that'll make your numerator smaller, easier to add. You might not have to simplify when you're done, okay? So for each of the following, first rewrite each fraction using the lowest common denominator, and then add. Read the math notes in the box in the lesson. Ooh, what does it say? Math notes, what's that? Boom, using that magic 1. Okay, showing you how to use the magic 1 to get common denominators so you can add or subtract fractions. Okay, this is kind of weird. Okay, don't do this if it's going to confuse you at this point. You'll learn that later. Okay, no sense making it harder. All right, so I have 5/12 and 1/3. And first thing I do on this, when I'm adding fractions with unlike denominators, I stack them, okay? Why? Because I know I'm going to change denominators, okay? So that I can add them. I can't add 12ths and thirds. I have to change them. Now, I was telling you earlier, the easiest way to find a number both those go into is to multiply the two, 3 times 12. And you could change both of these to 36. Okay? But 3 goes into 12. So if you want, there is a shortcut by changing both of these to 12s. Now, you don't have to do anything to change 5 12s to 12s. 5 12s equals 5 12s. Okay? And then you just have to change one of the fractions. 1/3 equals how many 12s? Okay? So that will make it easier for you. Now, that was A. B, I'm going to put over here. Again, box your problem and then box your answer. B, we're talking about 4/5 plus 3/4. And I'm just going to go ahead and write it like this first. What number do 4 and 5 both go into? And again, since 4 and 5 are right next to each other, the smallest number that both of them go into is the product, right? The smallest number that 6 and 7 go into is 42. The smallest number that 8 and 9 go into is 8 times 9, 72. The smallest number that 15 and 16 go into is 240. Okay? You multiply the two. So the smallest number that 5 and 4 both go into is 20, so I'm changing both of these to 20ths. Okay? Now you have to decide how. Remember, you're doing that magic 1. If you like that magic 1, use it. Makes sense, right? I did 5 times what to get 20? Well, if there's a 4 on the bottom and this equals 1, a 4 has to be on top. I did 4 times what equals 20? If there's a 5 on the bottom, a 5 has to be on top. Okay? Now, once you do that, you can add these. Okay? All right. Sums and differences. This last problem, last set of problems, 335. Find the following sums and differences. Now, again, they're writing 12.35 plus 1 and 800ths horizontally. First thing you do when you add or subtract is stack them, write them vertically. Okay, and again, when I put that second number, the first thing I write is a decimal, because I want to make sure everything gets lined up. Now, this was easier because they both came out to hundreds, right? But not always. So if they don't come out to the same, I definitely recommend filling in zeros to make it easy. All right, 8 and 200ths, I'm going to stack them, minus 6400ths. And again, they made it easy for us by coming out to the same spot, hundreds both times. Okay, see, 568 and 3800ths minus 134 and 2100ths. Man, they're just making them all easy for you, all coming out to the same spot. And D, stack them is my advice. 2900ths plus 9200ths. All right, you can do those. You don't need my help on those. All right, good luck, everybody. Again, if you get stuck on something and I wasn't able to help you with this, and you can't wait till tomorrow to get all the answers because you want to turn your homework in on time, what do? Yeah, show up for an afternoon Zoom with your teacher. Okay? If you're in my class, 2:30 to 3. Okay, I'll see you there. All right. Good luck, everybody.